somehow right. That's all time. That's all time.
Derek Jeter is top 3 shortstop.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you listen to this is Tanks and Tuddies, started by Tubbs and Frankie. This week, we're going to talk all the sports, all of them, the main two. Actually, there will be a third mixed in because I have a coping mechanism currently that is working. Obviously, you guys saw the results. Bad weekend for Jake. We'll get into it later. Both of our teams obviously played in an elimination game. Mine was Friday night. Yours was Saturday night. Two very different outcomes. And we both recorded a post-game video directly after the game. Mine was about 5 minutes after. I don't know how close yours was, but
Mine was like 3-4 minutes after.
Some true raw emotion. If you're listening to the podcast and you want to see what I looked like, it will be on the YouTube. Go check out the YouTube. Yeah, I haven't watched it back. I just watched 30 seconds of it to make sure it was working. The way it was kind of tricky to put it onto my computer to share it with you guys. Not good, man. I have not watched the full thing. I know you said you watched yours back. I'm sure if my outcome was flipped, I would have. But here we are. So we're going to fly through locks and long shots here so we can get to those. I'm very interested to watch mine back. I got a couple disclaimers before I play mine, but locks and long shots, still open. School Cy Young, Cy. ChatGPT is 12 and 11. I'm 11-13. I'm 22 and 32 overall. Guys, I really got to stop going for it. Not good last week, which is hilarious because my actual betting on the weekends, I'm only doing parlays anymore. Straight betting is so lame. It's not fun. Parlays are more fun because if I lose a parlay for $5, right, but I had a chance to make 50, who cares? If I win a straight bet, I put $10 on a straight bet for 1909 or whatever. That doesn't hit as good as 5 into 50. I hit 3 parlays this weekend. Had a chance at a couple big boys. I would much rather have that. So you got my word right now. I'm only parlaying for the rest, probably the rest of the season, to be honest. Straight betting is not fun. If I hit a couple parlays, here's the thing with parlays too. I can go on a bad streak, but then boom, I'll hit 2 and my account's right back where it was. I go on a bad streak, straight betting, and I got a deposit. I'm sick of it. I'm only parlaying.
That's fair.
I'm not going to run through what I had last week. It was terrible. Hopefully you guys didn't tail. Hopefully you tailed Frankie there. I went 1-5. Not even going to read them. This week we're back down to 1. 1 a week. We'll see how that goes. We're not going to get back to even before the end of the year. Last year I was good on locks too. I don't know what the fuck happened. Something bad's happening. I don't know. Patriots minus 6.5 at the Titans, minus 134. They opened up at 6. It got up to 6.5 this morning, and then it was at 7 when I just checked. So I bought it down half a point. This is going to be 9.5 by the end of the 7.5 already. It was 7, literally, half an hour ago when I hopped on here.
Yeah, because when I went to go put on my locks and long shots, it was 7.5 already.
Yeah, so I guess minus 130. I still get this though because that's what I saw it at. This is going to be 9.5 before they kick off on Sunday. 2 things here. The Titans are fucking ass. It's three things, sorry. Titans are fucking ass. They just fired their head coach. Mike Vrabel and the Patriots are fucking awesome. Drake May's sweet. They're good, right? So there's 2. Number 3, Mike Vrabel has so much to prove in this game. He's going to beat the shit out of the Titans. He's not going to take He's not going to take his foot off the gas. I would take this all the way up to 9.5. Once it hits that 10.5, I wouldn't touch it. I think they win this game by 14, though. I don't see this game being close. The Patriots are way more well-rounded. They're playing great. They should have beat the Saints by a lot more. The refs kind of fucked them on quite a few plays.
I had the Saints plus 3.
Speaking of refs, we'll talk about that shit later. I have a lot of receipts to go through. So this might be – it's going to feel – like a short episode because I'm not going to give much input on things. Paige's picks, we're going to fly because there are 2 very important topics we have to talk about. Three. Sorry, not discrediting your team. Your team, you guys are going to get it all in this episode. A lot of happiness and a shitload of sadness and some pissed off frustration.
It's probably going to be our most content loaded episode.
Yes. ChatGPT wanted the Steelers minus 5.5 versus the Browns. That was last week. So guess what they got? Steelers minus 5.5 at the Bengals minus 110. I'm almost done doing the ChatGPT shit. I don't even know why I'm doing it anymore because I'm losing to them. No, I have to keep going because I have to stop doing it once I get the lead. I'm down a game. So ChatGPT needs to do 2 next week. I'm ahead. Did I do something wrong? I'm 1 game ahead. So they got to do 2 next week. Longshots, I'm 10-27. ChatGPT's 5-17. Last week I took Bengals money line plus 675. Honestly, kept it close. They covered. I forgot to say ChatGPT had. I didn't put it on there. ChatGPT had the Packers minus 14 last week. They did not cover. ChatGPT fucked both of our teams last week because ChatGPT had the Lions money line plus 114 and they lost. So this week, Jets money line plus 114 versus the Panthers. The Panthers cannot win on the road. They're awesome at home. They're on a 2-game win streak. I think they're 500 now, right? They got back to 500.
Yeah, 3-3. Yeah.
So this obviously everybody's gonna be on the Panthers here because it's to go above 500. Meow Mix canceled the podcast, but they're probably gonna put out an episode because now they're 2-0 since they canceled the podcast. For those who know, they know. The Jets are gonna get a win at some point. Nobody's going over in today's NFL. It's too open. There's too many. Like the Bills have lost to some shitty teams. Jets win this week against the Panthers. ChatGPT went with the Titans against the Raiders. That was last week as well. So they're taking the Titans versus the Patriots. I don't give a fuck. I just want to talk baseball and football. Your locks and long shots, sir.
All right. My locks, 43-38 last week. We had a great week. We went 3-1 on the locks. Unfortunately, we'll get to that. Cowboys, Panthers.
The one loss was the Tigers. Go ahead and say it.
So we had the Cowboys, Panthers over 49.5. That was a win. We had the Bucks -3. That was a win. Lions, Chiefs under 52.5 was a win. And then the super mega nuclear Max Whale rocket ship and orbit lock was the Tigers money line. That loss. Game 5. This week, also taking the Steelers -5.5. I like where ChatGPT's head is at, even though they were. Look at that. I put against the Browns too. I am ChatGPT. I'm taking Steelers -5.5 versus the Bengals. Bengals don't scare me. Steelers don't really either. It's whatever. I don't really have anything on this one. Patriots, Titans. The one thing I am worried about this game, the new head coach bump. Like, you know how
True.
teams get that bump? So that I'm a little bit worried about that. But I do think that they probably win this by 10. I think it's either Patriots win by 10 or the Titans sneak out a win. So, and then my last one, my super mega nuclear Max Whale rocket ship and orbit lock of the week is the Packers -6.5. Packers not going to win by less than a touchdown. Like they're gonna win by at least a touchdown here against the Cardinals in Arizona. Kyler's questionable. Marv is questionable. DeMarcado is questionable. He's not even their best running back. So
if he plays,
Arizona's just kind of a shit show.
Anyways,
yeah, Arizona's just a shit show. Packers need to stomp on somebody. They could have done it last week. They didn't. Give them a week out of the bye. I think we're good. So we'll be fine. Long shots, 23-73. 2-1 week, another winning week here. Seahawks -2.5 versus the Jags was a win. Bears money line versus the Commanders was a win. And then the Broncos -9.5 versus the Jets in that disgusting Lunder game. I wouldn't want to apologize for the British, but I'll apologize to the British here on this one. That game was bad. So this week, I'm actually taking all baseball this week. Dodgers Brewers to go 7 games plus 260 on DraftKings. I don't see this series going any other way other than 7 games. It's going to be a bloodbath back and forth. Brewers looked like they were going to get absolutely just killed last night with the way that Blake Snell was pitching. Almost blew it. If Bryce Trang gets hit by a pitch, we're going to extras. So you never really know. I think this is going 7 though. I'm also taking the Brewers to win the series at plus 300. I do have 25 on this pre-series at plus 195. So I'm kind of doubling up after that game 1 loss. I think it probably goes back to around 195 tonight after we win. And then I'm also taking Andrew Vaughn, 2+ hits, runs, and RBIs tonight in game 2 versus the Dodgers, plus 106. By the time you guys are listening, this will already be done. So hopefully you guys are all on it already. My mom's going to be at the game, so I got high faith in the Brewers tonight. So time to go 3-0.
Yep. I'm just want you to know I'm really rooting for the Brewers here. Now that my team's out of it, I can't stand the Dodgers. Brewers and Blue Jays or Mariners would be fucking awesome. That's an all-time series. I would
agree.
hope for the Mariners because then it's a first-time champ. But Blue Jays are cool too, but I think they're donezo. But shall we get into it?
Sure. Where do you want to start?
Let's just start with how bad the weekend was as a whole, and then we'll get into the baseball, and we'll talk football when we get back to football. Yeah, I undoubtedly the worst sports weekend of my entire life. There's definitely been weekends where every single one of my teams lost, but not like this. Like,
I apologize for betting on it.
obviously you hit. Shit, I forgot. Did you cash out?
No, I let it ride.
What was it, about plus 900 or so?
I think it was plus 600.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think they were. Michigan was dogs. The Lions were dogs, and the Tigers were probably dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, School was on the bump. They're probably favored.
So it settled, yeah. Sunday. God, I had a lot of bets on Sunday. Holy shit.
While you're looking, just jump in when you get it. So yeah, Friday night Tigers game 5, winner go home. Scooble on the mound. Scooble pitched fucking. I'm gonna let my thoughts in the video do the work, and then we'll fill in the cracks with whatever.
Plus 635.
Okay. Yeah. So Friday night Tigers lose in 15. Saturday, I honestly, Michigan was the last team I thought was going to lose. I thought USC was bad / frauds. They got manhandled. Michigan's in trouble. They can't lose a game the rest of the year if they want to try to make the playoff, which honestly, as long as we 9-3, 8-4, that's a good year with a freshman QB in my eyes. And that I'll come around on that later on. It's just the totality of it. And then Sunday, I wait all day to get to Sunday Night Football, and the Lions lose to the Chiefs and the refs. Yes, I rarely blame refs, but in Chiefs games, it is fucking outrageous. And I have so many stats and videos and tweets and things to back this up. We'll get into that later. The Lions lost that game after the first drive because of the refs. We'll get into all that later. But yes, let's start with Friday night. Such a sad night. It made it worse that I went over to a buddy's house. I didn't expect this to go 15 innings. Thought we were going to have a good time. We made some tacos, had some beers, did a couple shots of Fireball. And then it was around like the 7th, 8th inning. I'm like, I better slow down now. This might go extras. I can sober up a little bit and get home. Didn't expect it to go 15 innings. I was there till 1:30, and then at 1:30, I had to record this video in his driveway before driving home to go to bed. So, a couple of disclaimers here. One, I have not watched this back. Not that I don't remember what I said. I definitely have blocked it out. I probably didn't hit everything, but there's some raw emotion in this video. I'm really hoping I didn't cry. I don't think I cried. I would have remembered that and deleted it and started over. But, and then this was 1:30 in the morning as well. So the bad lighting and everything, I'm sitting in a dark driveway. So you're lucky you got any light on my face. I should have just recorded it in the pitch black. So without further ado, let's get right into the video and then we can talk about it. Oh, and Frankie and I are going to mute our mics so you guys get the full display. So let me go ahead and mute my mic here and you guys enjoy.
All right. Tigers post-game thoughts. Sitting in the driveway of my buddy's house, went over there to make it a fun time watching, and Tigers lose 3-2, extra innings, 15th inning. Season's over. Not a lot to say. I think to the few viewers we have, a lot of them are going to expect me to sit here and blow up. That's not going to happen. I am a broken person. I am not versed in the playoff baseball world. This is new to me. When Kerry Carpenter hit that home run to make it 2-1, I thought the game was over. I thought we are going to cruise. Scooble's going to go 7. bullpen takeover. And unfortunately, Skubal could only get 6 done. I will forever wish that Skubal went out there for the 7th. Finnegan goes out, gets in trouble, and give up a run, 2-2. Vest shuts it down. Melton pitched great. Wish we'll talk about it on the podcast, but I think that AJ Hinch mismanaged this game with the bullpen / pitchers. Melton should have won an extra inning. Montero was great. That was good. 2 innings. Jack Flaherty should have kept going. Tommy fucking Canley, a name that I did not want to see out there for the postseason. Pitched in the bottom of the 15th fucking inning. Here I am getting fucking amped up. I should not get fucking amped up, but here I am sitting at my buddy's house watching the longest postseason game I've ever fucking watched in my life, and I gotta watch Tommy Canley throw the fucking baseball. And shocker, the place knew it. We all knew. We said, "Oh, Tommy Canley, game's over." And I think I texted in the fucking group chat. I told the world. I said, "Yep, it's over. Good run. Tommy Canley's gonna fucking blow it." And guess what? He fucking did. Fucking, I don't know. He walked Cal Raleigh. Sure, whatever, fine. But then he hits fucking Julio on the second pitch. Didn't even fucking give it a shot. And then fucking Polanco got him out, and then whoever the fuck's in the 4th spot, I don't know. The mind's not there. We'll recap on the podcast. I don't even know if I'll be able to show this on the podcast. This is such a long video. I have no thoughts. Bad game. I'm depressed. Could have been awesome. Kerry Carpenter, great home run, but season's over. See you guys next year.
All right.
I just want to point out I have no thoughts after just giving your thoughts for 3 minutes straight.
Yeah, I guess that's the one thing I thought. I'm like, I'm giving all of my thoughts currently.
Yeah, no, that was great. I felt bad laughing, but it was.
You can't help but not laugh. I mean it.
Yeah.
What did I miss in there? So yeah, I do you remember? Did I send a text in the group chat when Canley came out? I'm like, it's over.
Yeah.
I think all Detroit anybody that's watched the Tigers this year knows who the players are. Knew that shit was over as soon as he trotted out there.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been shocked if he.
I think as soon as I saw him warming up, I was like, "Oh, Jake's gonna hate this." And then, I mean,
the thing to me too is all the guys that you had left that I would have rather gone to. Canley would have been the bottom of the list, maybe slightly above Luke Jackson if he still made our roster. You could have let Flaherty go. Let's backtrack real quick. Skubal should have went for the 7th. He struck out that last guy. What did he have? 13 Ks. Struck out that last guy with 101, and you pull him. I would have much rather Skubal went out there and gave up a bomb, and it's 2-2. So what? You gave your horse the ball. You can't tell me that dude was tired, right? And if he went an extra inning or two and he couldn't have pitched Sunday, if we somehow won that game, so be it. He could have pitched game 2. AJ Hinch, I do believe, mismanaged that game. However, our bats didn't do fucking dick outside of Kerry Carpenter, and I think Baez had a big single. Our bats couldn't do shit. I mean, we had some traffic and extras, but you had spots where Riley Green would come up, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, and he strikes out. Torkelson was up there. It's just, you had so many chances to win that game before the 15th inning. So, yes, the majority of my blame goes to putting in Tommy Canley because he had guys like Herter and Mize and Jack Flaherty, who, yes, he got himself into trouble, but he got out of it. He was a complete psychopath on the mound, by the way.
Yeah.
Just fucking yapping to himself.
Yeah.
And, like, it was just basic stuff like, come on, let's go. Like, just firing himself up. But he looked like a fucking lunatic. I would have much rather had Flaherty go out there and give up a bomb. I don't care. It's the fact that Canley, you intentionally walk big dumpers, sure. Then you hit Rodriguez, and then I don't even remember who got the hit. Was it Josh Naylor? No, it was
Polanco.
Robles, right?
It was Polanco.
No, Polanco. They got Polanco out, I swear. Let's pull it up.
I have it up.
I don't even
to it.
No, Polanco did get the hit, though, because I wanted to use that.
Polanco singled to right. Crawford scored.
Okay.
Started with
So
a JP Crawford single. Randy got hit by a pitch. Cal lined out intentionally walked Julio, and then Polanco singled.
That just tells you where my mind was at the end of that game. I had every single piece wrong. That's hilarious. Yeah,
Can I play devil's advocate for 1 second?
Go ahead.
I don't think you kind of said this already. I don't think leaving Skubal in there for the 7th would have mattered. It would have just prolonged your death at that point because the bats couldn't do anything. And like they just brought in Castillo. Castillo would have.
Think about this though. Double devil's advocate. You leave Skubal out there for the 7th, he gets through it, right?
Okay.
It's 2-1 going into the 8th. Finnegan pitches the 8th, doesn't give that up because it's a different part of the order. Vest for the 9th, you win. Obviously, Skubal could have tried it out there and gave up a bomb too. I'm not saying it's automatic win if you leave Skubal in. I just like.
They could have also went and Skubal for 7 and then Vest for 2 because they did go Vest for 2.
Yeah, Skubal was unhittable that game. It was something to see, and it was wasted because our bats didn't do shit. That's why the majority of the blame goes to the bats, not to the pitching. The pitching was just fine. You gave up 3 runs in a winner take all in a game and a half. Fine. The bats get all the fucking blame. So I think it was Friday night, Saturday morning. I was screenshotting fucking everything so I could bring it up on here. I'm gonna flow through just to see what I got. But most of my points have been hit, and it's the main thing is that the bats get the blame. That's it. And I know I got some in here to back that up. So let me scroll through here. Oh, by the way, I'd never said this. I don't know if I sent this in the chat or not. I had Skubal 14 plus strikeouts at plus 1,000. So I was pretty pissed he didn't go back out there after 101. Although in the moment, I didn't give a shit. I put $5 on it. But then when they took him out, I'm like, he would have got a 14th for sure. So that pissed me off a little bit. So I'm going to save that for last. Actually, let's just go in order and screenshot. They're all over the place.
Just rip them.
I'm just going to rip them. So this is I follow a bunch of Tigers fan accounts, and I usually agree with them. At the end of the day, back-to-back ALDS Game 5s is incredible progress for a franchise that was irrelevant for a decade. Firmly back where we want to be. That said, found a lot of answers about a lot of players over the last month or so. Scott Harris better get to work. Okay? From the same account, I think this was like 5 minutes after he tweeted that. He goes, you know what? Actually, fuck Scott Harris. Pissed money up the wall in back-to-back years on garbage like Alex Cobb, John Brebbia, and Kenta Maeda. Had the best team in baseball at the deadline and added 4 pitchers so bad that not a single one was used in a 15-inning elimination game. And then he goes, Charlie Morton had a retirement ceremony before our final game of the season on a different team. For fuck's sake, get this bozo out of here. At the time, I was like, yeah, fuck that.
Good point. Didn't think about that one. I kind of forgot about Charlie Morton, to be honest.
Yeah, and he had like 2 or 3 good starts. I'm like, damn, if he can sneak in a game during the ALDS, nope, he's gonna go retire.
I think you made some comment about like him being a great addition after he had like his 2 good starts or whatever.
At the moment, at that time he did. He had 2 good starts, and then my thought was if we could just get this guy to the playoffs, he's got the playoff experience, adrenaline will get that velo up a little bit, but then no. So
yeah.
Here's another one. Notable Tigers postseason OPS. Colt Keith, .243. How are you supposed to say OPS? Is it point or is it just 243?
Yeah, it's just 243.
Okay. Parker Meadows, 305. Zach McKinstry, 445. Spencer Torkelson, 578. Riley Green, 621. Gary Carpenter and Javier Baez were the only players with an OPS over 800.
That's bad luck.
I don't even really understand OPS, but I know it enough to know that those are shit. Parker Meadows, Colt Keith,
well,
I'm like...
See, the summary of how to think about OPS is it's a combination of 2 stats.
Okay.
So add 2 numbers together. If you're still getting a 243, that's really fucking bad.
Okay. However, I'm going to defend Colt Keith just a touch. He probably came back from injury way too soon. He was hurt like in the last week of the season. He like fractured some ribs or something and came back for the wild card ALDS. So I doubt he was supposed to be playing, but he was probably better than everybody else we had. Here's another one. Game 5 ALDS, 15 innings. AJ Hinch doesn't use his 2 biggest pinch hitters. that made the rally in Game 4 to win that game. No idea why.
Yeah, I was
get
really
not pinch
wondering
hitting for
why.
Carpenter and Green, but
I was
Parker Meadows
really
should have finished that
wondering
game.
why you didn't see Jemai Jones out there after what he had been doing.
Yes,
Like,
he was on
there
fire.
were so many opportunities.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. What did I screenshot this one?
I'm going to look at all the opportunities you had in extras right now, actually.
Here's another one. This was in Game 5. Riley Green 0 for 6, Torque 0 for 6, Glaber 0 for 6, Colt Keith 0 for 5, Parker Meadows 0 for 5. That's awful. Awful. Here's another one I screenshotted. Not sure why. Seattle Mariners win longest winner-take-all game in postseason history to advance to ALCS. Why did I screenshot that? I don't know.
Yeah, the 12th.
Let's see.
Holy shit, the 12th inning.
Yeah, was that the first and second, nobody out, bunt him over to second and third? Second and
Yep.
third, one out?
Yeah.
Yeah, and who was up? Was it Riley Green and Torque?
So Baez
'cause
grounded
Meadows
into the
won.
fielder's choice.
Yep.
Dingler to third, McKinstry out at home. Carpenter intentionally walked. So then you had bases loaded. And then Glaber flew out to right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
The
bad.
the Baez ground out was hit hard. It was one of those unlucky. That was the other thing. We had good contact all game. Like, they were hard ground balls, and we're like, oh, we'll break through. And Carpenter hit that big one. We were losing our minds and just nothing. Here you go. I know AJ sticks to his Excel spreadsheet religiously, but we can't give Jemai or Andy a shot after your little entire lineup, not named Carey, have gone 2 for 45.
Well,
I don't know if
and
the 2 for 45 was accurate, but
you were saying Meadows should have stayed in or not?
no, should have pulled him, but he did have that good
So-
bunt to get him to second and third.
Well, so in the 14th, Dingler doubled with one out. Meadows came up, struck out looking. And then
Yep.
Baez popped out to first. That should have
He
been your
almost
Jemai
redeemed
Jones.
himself too. He worked that shit to a full count, and then he sat there and watched a meatball down the cock.
Yeah, that should have been your Jemai Jones spot right
100%.
there.
Also, there was this ended up not mattering, but the 14th inning, Seattle tried to lay down that bunt, and they on the field they said it hit the bat, or no, hit his hand, but then on replay, like, the best view of all time showed that ball hitting the bat and then the hand, and they still stuck with it. I was like, what the fuck? Didn't end up mattering. They got out of it.
Yeah, the only thing that I understood that they were saying why they couldn't overturn it was because you could see his index finger move a little bit. So you can't be like, oh, we know for a fact that it hit the bat first and didn't hit his index finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they would have won it in the 14th, that would have been a big issue.
This is the last one, or two last ones. One quick one. Tigers Mariners was 15 innings, and somehow the over didn't hit. Isn't that wild?
I said that to you guys. I was like, imagine having to sweat out the over 5.5 in this game.
So many opportunities to it extras. There was a lot of base runners.
So many double plays.
Yeah.
So many.
Last one here. It's just the box score. Kerry Carpenter, 4 for 5, 2 RBIs, a home run, 2 walks, 1 K. Glaber 0 for 6, 2 Ks. Riley Green 0 for 6, only 1 K. Good for the guy that had 200 Ks. Torque 0 for 6, 4 strikeouts. And Colt Keith 0 for 5, 3 Ks. Let me make sure I got nothing else. Nope, because then it gets into my Sunday night screenshots. So, yeah, I mean, and then Scott Harris had his presser, and it kind of pissed me off because he said everything I wanted him to say. It's annoying.
Yep.
And, he made so many good points about, the main one was that the fans really wanted us to go get a bat at the deadline, blah, blah, blah. Look at the guy that we made an offer for, the major bat at the deadline, Eugenio Suarez. He couldn't say it, but that's who he was talking about. He said they would have wanted, and he kind of hinted it would have been Melton plus more. So I'm
plus a high-end
kind
prospect.
of glad we didn't at this point. Suarez fell apart. So for a team that – it's like Scott Harris is either very good at gaslighting because he has gaslit the shit out of me into believing in him again, or he's actually smart and knows, hey, I got a really good farm system. If I just stick this out, the one thing that's going to pain me, I don't think we pay – I've thought about it all weekend. I don't think we're paying Skubal. I think if you're not, I want them to make a decision. deep down, eventually I'll get to a point where if you're not going to pay him, I will be happy if you trade him for something. Don't let him go hit free agency and not get dick. At least do a sign and trade. Do they even do those in baseball? I don't know. But get something, right?
Not really.
You got the best pitcher in baseball. He's probably going to get a third Cy Young next year. Maybe 2. He might win one in the AL and the NL when he goes to the Dodgers. You got to get something for him, dude. Something. But deep down, I do want you to pay him.
So he's what, arbitration this year?
I have no idea how any of this shit works. I just saw he's going to pitch for us next year. I thought it was done after this year, but...
Yeah, no, so arbitration this year. He'll be a free agent in 27.
Yeah, okay. It's going to be... Arbitration is going to be a fucking mess.
So at that point, he's going to be almost 30.
That's the thing, is that somebody's going to give him, 9 years, some crazy number, and it's going to be good for 4 years, but then he's going to fall apart. And after those 4 years, after he wins 3 more Cy Youngs and becomes the best pitcher of all time, and it's renamed the Scooble Award, I'll be able to say, hey, good thing we didn't pay him. He sucks now. But that's not going to happen because he's fucking weird, and he's so good at baseball. I saw a tweet. It was really funny. Last thing, and then we'll get into the let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything.
It's all right. I'm adding a long shot, by the way.
Okay. The other thing that Scott Harris said was the guys that lit it up in the minors, AA, AAA this year, we're going to see next year. So that means I'm going to get to see McGonigal, possibly Max Clark. I don't know if they'll pull him up yet. Hopefully.
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they did.
You have to. Like,
he didn't say when
so bad.
You're going to see him.
Right. Like, just do the same thing you did this year where you start hot. But I want to see him called up this year. I mean, our bats are so bad. Go get a bat this offseason. Just do something to make me hopeful again. Here, I'll make this statement. If we sign a bat who is like worth something, like a Bregman or like the Correa Baez situation, I'll buy their jersey. Fake one, but I'll buy it. No matter what. Unless it's a 1-year deal. Not doing it for a 1-year deal. Got to be minimum, we'll call it 3. So when that happens, we'll come on the podcast and discuss, but I will buy the jersey. Yeah, I think that's it. Bad Friday night. Woke up Saturday, went and golfed, was very hopeful, and Michigan lost too. And then we'll talk Sunday night. But let's get to the happier side of things. The Brewers win Game 5 over the Cubs in a tight one. It was a tight one until the end there. Very entertaining game. I had the Brewers money line for my boy. It was amazing. Do you want to go right to the videos?
No, I'll start back at Thursday's Game 4. Honestly, Freddie Peralta was starting against, I think it was Matt Boyd that night. And I was like, you know what? We're going to lock it up in 4. Don't even have to worry about going to Game 5, bringing it back home. Honestly, after the first 2 games, I was like, we're going to sweep this. This is not a big deal. Then we only lost 4-3 Game 3. So I was like, all right, you know what? 1-run loss, Game 3 in Chicago. It's fine. We got our ace pitching Game 4. We're looking great. Freddie Peralta gives up a first inning home run, 3-run shot to, I think it was Seiya at that point. Bats just couldn't do anything, got 3 hit. And I had said before Game 4, I said going into Game 3, I said, if we lose tonight, I'll be about 20% worried. Going into Game 4, I said, if we lose tonight, my worry goes from 20 to 80%. Like, I still have faith, but I will be worried because we are not pitching our ace in Game 5. It is at home, but we'd now be on a 2-game skid. We came out Game 5, and it was sweaty, to say the least. You know what? Yeah, we can go to the videos now. I have so much that I could say. Do the short one first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the long one.
Short
the
one
first
straight
one is
stay muted and right into the post game.
Yeah, so the first one is my celebration, getting the final out.
Okay. All right, let me do this. Oops. Ooh, let me back it up. I pre-started. All right, let me mute.
All right. I'm here. Post-game thoughts. We're going to the fucking NLCS, baby. The weight just purely lifted off my shoulders the second Ortiz made that throw. I mean, we've been in this fucking curse since 2018. Haven't been able to win a postseason game or a postseason series. Finally did it. This team is something special. Should have brought my plate in here. I'm eating Little Caesars to support my Tigers. Unfortunate about their game last night. I was cheering for them. Wish they would have won. Would have really loved to see a podcast World Series, but one of us will take care of business, I guess. It'll have to do. Summary of the game, though. I mean, the pitchers, man. Mizorowski fucking just awesome, and the potential is just unreal. Chad Patrick, same thing. Potential is unreal. He just looked fucking locked down out there. This team has grit. I said before the game, Bryce Trang or Christian Yelich was going yard tonight. I had a weird feeling about it. Bryce Trang's been cold this entire postseason, played in like absolute dog shit. What does he do? Comes up, gets us that third run, that insurance in the seventh. Absolute bomb of a home run there. Really just calmed the nerves for the bullpen. Pat Murphy managed a hell of a game. Yeah. Go Brewers, man. See, Dodgers, we'll see you on Monday. Let's strap in, folks. This one's going to be fun.
Two polar opposite videos.
I was going to say that was complete opposite.
I mean, it's hilarious to me that you got the big hit. It was managed great. You were fired up. Were you actually eating Little Caesars, or was that?
I was.
That's hilarious. Yeah, very funny to me that two polar opposite. Like, yeah, my manager managed it perfectly. We got the big hit. Our bullpen shut it down. Like, it didn't matter who came in. They pitched great. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, so the whole series, the first inning had been that issue for us. And I saw a couple things on Friday and Saturday morning being like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just throw McGill out there, or let's throw out Uribe, one of the closers, just to shut down the first inning, get the groove right. And then they announced that they were starting McGill, and I was like, all right, like this is weird. We haven't really done this in the past, but hopefully it works out. And McGill shut down the first inning, and then just the way he came off the mound with the celebration and the arms going crazy. And I think he looked at the dugout and said, "We're going to fucking win this shit, boys. Let's go." I think that's what he said. And yeah, I mean, then bottom of the first, Wild Bill goes yard, huge bat spike, kind of just amped it up. And I was like, all right, you know what? We get Miz out there. Miz is going to hopefully shut us down for 3 innings. And then the first batter, he gives up a fucking home run to Seiya. Or was it Seiya? Yeah, gives it up to Seiya. And I was like, shit, we're right back where we were. I honestly was like, I thought Miz pitched his first inning really well. And I'm in a group chat on Twitter with my brother and one of his friends. They're always so fucking negative. And they're like, you know what? Miz doesn't look good. Let's get him out of here. And I was like, honestly, he looked good outside of the one pitch that he middle to Suzuki. Like, just leave him, let him run. They did, and I've never been so glad to let a pitcher just keep working, because Jacob Mizorowski was a fucking dog on Saturday in Game 5. Like, for that to be your second postseason appearance ever and come out and shut down the Cubs for 4 innings, he only struck out 3, which is fine. I think his biggest thing was he wasn't trying to throw as hard as he could. because everybody's like, oh, yeah, he's throwing 104, 103, whatever in game 3. And then I think I maybe saw a handful of pitches over 100. He was just throwing all off speed on Saturday, and it was so good. It worked out so well. Then Ashby came in. Ashby was okay. Yeah, I mean, I like Ashby, but we overused him so much that series. I think he pitched in 4 of the 5 games, and then he started yesterday's game 1 against the Dodgers. And then Chad Patrick. Chad Patrick is actually the second coming of Corbin Burns.
He is fucking awesome. I
He
had no idea
literally,
who he was.
he's
They're like, oh, he's a rookie. And I'm like, this dude looks like he's 38.
yeah, no. So he pitched a little bit in the beginning of the year, and he was good, but he wasn't like great. And then we sent him down, and I like by the time we sent him down, I was over him. He wasn't even bad. He wasn't doing anything flashy. So I was like, you know what? Like, we got other pitchers. He's an okay prospect, whatever. He doesn't throw hard. Like, he's a guy that sits 95, 96, has a couple off-speed pitches. And then the playoffs, I have seen a completely different side of Chad Patrick, and I shit you not, he's the exact replica of Corbin Burns. It's the same windup, it's the same hair, it's the same number, it's the same pitch style. He throws the backdoor cutter like Burns would do. It is literally the exact same pitcher outside of maybe a couple miles an hour. For him to come out, and I think his first game was also at home. I'm trying to look here. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't realize he pitched as much as he did. So he pitched game 2, game 3, game 4, and game 5.
Damn.
He did not give up a single hit that entire time. And he
was
struck
locked
out 6 in 4 games. So, yeah, no, Chad Patrick is awesome. I think he's probably like our number 4 starter next year, which is going to be sweet.
Ooh, remind me about Tiger starters when you're done, and it's quick.
Oh, okay. I forgot about Vaughn's home run. King Vaughn is back. I sent a great video in our Twitter group chat yesterday. He is literally the worst fucking player in the league until he left Chicago.
He's so bad.
So bad.
So bad.
He got demoted to AAA and was the worst player on the White Sox AAA team, and then got sent to Charlotte. Yeah, actually, that is their AAA team. He was the worst player for the White Sox AAA team. Mm-hmm. The Brewers said, you know what? This is a former Golden Spikes player, former number 1 overall pick. Let's go get him. We got this fucking Savali guy who doesn't want to be here. Let's go get a piece for him. And Andrew Vaughn has been the fucking second half MVP for this team. Slowed down at the end of the year. He's back to normal. He's hitting nukes, getting RBIs. Hits a huge home run to give us the lead in the 4th inning of game 5. And then, yeah, Terang, I said it all series that he was cold. He wasn't playing well. And then I just had this weird feeling before game 5. I was like, you know what? He didn't look bad in game 4. He wasn't really hitting, but he was just like, he was hitting hard at people and just lining everything out, just missing stuff. I was like, you know what? This is the game. Terang's going to finally turn around. He's going to get hot. And he hits a fucking insurance bomb over PCA's fucking dumbass head, thinks he can rob it when it's hitting off the scoreboard. Dude, I fucking hate that guy. He's so dumb.
You've made me hate him because I didn't mind him. But then I see these videos. It's the Scatabo of baseball because he's trying to aura farm. He's trying to
such
get in front of
goober.
a camera. Like, what are you doing jumping when that thing is 50 feet over your head? It went 450, bud. You're not touching it.
Yeah.
That shit pissed me off.
Yeah. No.
He does seem like a good dude, though. I saw he was hugging fans outside the stadium when they went to get their shit. So
whatever. He's a fucking crybaby. No, I mean, I think Pat Murphy managed this game perfectly, though. I know there was a couple spots where he could have pinch hit for Ortiz. He could have pinch hit for, I mean, he could have taken Churio out and let him rest the hamstring. But trusted in Ortiz. Ortiz ended up getting on later in the game on an error, and I don't really know if he did anything else. But just having his defense in there, he's probably almost a Gold Glove shortstop at this point if there wasn't so many good shortstops in the league. Just a huge confidence boost for the team. So I do want to talk about the post-game celebration real quick.
Okay.
just because this has been a hot topic. The Brewers go out, they're taking their pictures with the NLDS champs, whatever. McGill goes and grabs a flag from the fan. It's the L flag. If anybody knows about the Cubs, they fly the W flag. Brewers retaliate, and Brewers fans have started flying L flags every time we beat the Cubs. So McGill, who has history with the Cubs, I'm pretty sure he was on the Cubs for a really long time. They didn't do shit with him, didn't really play him, ends up coming over to us, beats him all the time. Flies the L flag. People are pissed. Granted, it's mostly Cubs fans being like, this is classless behavior. Like, for players and fans to celebrate like this. Let's not forget, the Cubs are probably the second classless organization of all organizations. Like, you could be at a Bears fucking Chiefs game and they'd be chanting, Green Bay sucks after the game. You have fights 24/7 at Cubs games. Like, the only time that there's issues at AmFam Field is when it's a Cubs Brewers game and there's a shit ton of Cubs fans. The only time Wrigley has issues is when it's a Cubs Brewers game and there's a shit ton of Cubs fans. You could say the common denominator is Brewers fans, but
do you want my take on the fly the L?
Sure.
So, first off, I want to say this because I just thought of it. That atmosphere was sweet. There was a lot of Cubs fans, but the Brewers fans, like, obviously they ended up being.
That's the other thing. The fucking TBS crew needs to stop muting crowd noise.
Yeah, because I thought it was a fucking Cubs home game. It was
last
crazy.
night sounded loud.
And then the homers were almost like they weren't boring, but like you could tell like it got louder and then it went down because they shut it off. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's a playoff game.
My take on the fly the L. When I first saw it, I was like, come on, just win. But then I saw somebody tweet that he's got history with the Cubs, and I'm like, okay, as long as he was the one that went and grabbed it, not like Vaughn or Yelich or. Like, it's the fact that it was a guy that was with that organization and they kind of misused him and they just dumped him for bits. Like, that was fine to me. And they didn't bring it in the stadium and have it set up. They didn't talk about doing it. He just went and did it. That's fine to me. It's a rivalry. If it was, say you and the Cubs had no history somehow. There was no rivalry. It's just like the Tigers and the Mariners, right? Like, if a Tigers pretend that you were playing the Mariners, I'm sorry. Brewers versus Mariners. The Mariners have some sort of tradition where they fly a flag. If you did it then, I'd be like, that's kind of dumb. Like, you have no beef. But it's the fact that you guys have beef. It's a rivalry. It's been a rivalry for a long time. And a guy that has beef with the team went and got it. That's fine. That's fair play.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Well, and everybody's like, oh, it's little brother behavior. Not really. Like,
yeah.
We just beat
Rivalries
you all the
cool.
time. Like, it's, like
talk some shit. Let's have some fun. Like, rivalries make sports fun. Look at Michigan, Ohio State. It's fun.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So that was the NLDS. NLCS started yesterday. Brewers lose.
Lose, but the end was promising.
Yes. Blake Snell.
Finish.
Blake Snell is a fucking dog.
Nasty.
I didn't have high hopes for yesterday's game. I talked a lot of shit, but I didn't really have high hopes just because I knew we weren't starting like an ace or anything. We're starting Ashby. Pitching's weak. We're coming off a long series. Dodgers are more rested.
Hungover.
They're starting, maybe still hungover. Dodgers are starting Blake Snell, who has been absolutely phenomenal this postseason. We don't hit lefties well. And that's exactly what it was. Came out, he threw 7. I don't even remember how many games.
He went 7 because did he go 8? Because then Roki came out the 9th. I think he went 8.
Oh, he went 8, 10 Ks, 1 hit. The only hit was Caleb Durbin. Honestly, our pitching wasn't bad. Quinn Priester wasn't on all that great, but bullpen was really good. I do think the umps were kind of fishy. It seemed like the zone was very tight for our pitchers, and they gave a little bit for the Dodgers pitchers, which really sucks because Uribe ended up walking in a run in the top of the 9th to make it 2-0. But then they bring out Sasaki, and I said to our group chat, I can't wait for the Dodgers bullpen to implode. And that's literally what happened. Sasaki just lost it after being great all postseason so far. The Brewers at bats in that ninth inning were phenomenal and gave me a ton of hope for today. Just taking pitches, being patient, not really forcing anything. And then Blake Trinan comes in. They get the bases loaded. And then Terang comes up. I think it was a 1-1 count or something like that. Slider inside. Would have nailed him in the thigh. And just instincts pulls him out. He backs out with 2 outs. If he takes the pitch, we have a tie game 2-2. Next pitch is a foot above the zone, and Trang just swings through it. Which I get it. Like, you, being a former baseball player, like, that high fastball is just absolute meat. If you're seeing that, you are crushing that ball. The problem was it's a little bit too high. And you could have just not had to have that pitch if you would have just wore it. If that's Caleb Durbin, that's a tie game. Caleb Durbin leads the league in fucking hit by pitches this year. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I think I texted it to you guys, but as a neutral fan that's obviously leaning Brewers because I hate the Dodgers, but no matter what, I just want to watch fun games. That was a boring finish after an electric ninth inning, bottom of the ninth.
Yeah.
It was such a boring end to it. But it was a good game all around. I mean, you had that fucking, you didn't even mention it. That double play.
I was going to bounce it. Yeah.
I don't even know. It's crazy that baseball has existed this long with this much. Oops, sorry, I hit my mic. This much social media attention on it, and you've never seen something. Like, it's crazy that we can still see things that we've never seen before.
So if anybody didn't see, if anybody didn't see the play, Dodgers have bases loaded. I believe it was in the Quinn Priester was pitching, so it had to be like the 5th inning. Bases loaded. Max Muncy hits a fly ball 404 feet. Sal Frelick, playing center for the first time in forever, jumps up to rob it. It hits his glove, pops out, hops off of the wall, and then he catches it again. Teoscar Hernandez, once he thought it was caught the first time, started going home, but then saw it was bobbled, so he went back to third, and then Frelick caught it the second time. Threw it to Terang at short, or threw it to Ortiz at short. Ortiz threw it home. It was a force out at home. So we got Teoscar out at home, and then nobody ran to third.
Oh, so it was a force at third.
Yes, force out at third. So because the ball hit the wall without him catching it, as soon as it hits the wall, it is dead.
It's in play. It's
it
live.
Can't.
Wow.
Yes, it's live.
Yeah.
Can't be caught again. So by them throwing it in and doing the cutoff as quick as they did, got them that force out at home. The runners had no idea what was going on because, I mean, if it didn't hit the wall, they do have to tag up.
Right.
If it just pops out of his glove and he catches it again, they have to tag up. And Muncy would have been out. He would have had to go to first. But since it did hit the wall and it was so like hard to tell for the runners, they all just stood still, giving us the free force out at third as well. Huge double play, saved us 4 runs probably. I mean, the Rob saved us 4 runs.
Should have been
saved
a home
you
run.
2 at least, 2 minimum. Craziest play I've ever seen. I don't think I'll ever see anything like that again. I will give the umps props on that because the left field ump instantly was waving like safe that it hit the wall. So I guess that is on the batters and the runners too. They should have seen that. But for him to call that from the left field line was insane, and for it to be correct too. The umps handled that perfectly. So that's the one props I will give them. Yeah, but down 1-0. Freddie Peralta's going to shut it down tonight. My mom's at the game. She's got a box tonight, which is pretty sweet.
Damn.
Her
money bags over here.
Yeah, the guy she's seeing won tickets from work. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
fun.
sweet.
So you're good then.
Yeah,
because a lot of baseball. This is probably the most baseball talk this podcast has ever seen.
Yeah, probably.
Last baseball talk. Back to the Tigers starting pitching. Melton's going to be really awesome next year. I really hope they make him a starter. Because you got Skubal, Casey Mize, possibly Jack Flaherty again. Yes, I said Jack Flaherty. He's going to be the 5th starter. He's a serviceable 5th starter. Then you got Melton, and Reese Olson and maybe sign a guy. Montero's fucking awesome. I found out he's a free agent technically, unrestricted. So we need to sign him. But
So they must have signed him from a international contract.
Could be. Did you want to mention that long shot you added a long time ago?
Oh yeah. Jake Bauer's in the lineup tonight. Sitting 8th for Isaac Collins. I'm taking Jake Bauer's hit home run plus 600. He's looked really fucking good.
For the 8th spot seems low, but probably because he's been looking good.
Yeah, he's looked really good. He is known for power hitting. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is he might get pinch hit for later if they bring in a lefty. He's very much a righty only hitter. But honestly, like if he gets one turn against Yamamoto, I could see him going yard in his first at bat against Yamamoto. Yamamoto gives up some home runs, so.
Yep. Final baseball question: what's on the TV tonight? Dancing with the Stars or the playoffs?
So we had this discussion already. I'm getting the big TV, and she's gonna lay in bed and watch Dancing with the Stars on the bedroom television, which I did offer. I said, hey, if you want, you can have the TV. I'll watch it on my laptop. It'll be fine. She's like, no, it's fine. I'll just lay in bed. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you deserve the big TV. It's biggest game. It's NLCS. Like a wild card, yeah, I'll watch it on the laptop. But
the reason I was like, the thing, if they would have won last night, if we were up 1-0, I would have been like, yeah, absolutely. Like I'll watch it on my laptop. I'm not as worried if we're going 1-1 then.
Right.
But the fact that we lost, now I'm like, fuck. I'd really like to watch game 2.
All right. So since we've gone 56 minutes, I think an executive decision needs to be made. We're not going to say our picks for Paige's picks this week. We're not even going to. We'll talk about the Lions, and then we'll just say our records for Paige's picks, and then we'll move on because we're already at an hour.
I don't have much to say about the Packers, so you can talk about the Lions, and then we can fly through the Paige's picks.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. I guess I've kind of been sifting through, so I think I have this perfect. I found a thread that laid out all the bad penalties. I'm going to run through that first, and then we'll talk about the end of the game. First of all, Chiefs won 30-17. They outplayed us. Our defense is banged up as all get out. Our offense didn't look great. However, the first play of the game, first drive, Lions march down the field. They get down to the 1. They run the coolest trick play of all time. Jared Goff scores a touchdown. And then literally, like, what do you think real time? Like a minute and a half went by? I think it was a full 90. And all of a sudden, Terry McCauley's on my TV saying, oh, yeah, there should be a flag here, guys. That's an illegal shift, blah, 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 blah. Like, and the refs who didn't throw a flag when the play started, this is like so much deja vu back to frickin' Taylor Decker? Skipper scoring that touchdown in Dallas. You don't throw a flag when it happens. Illegal shift, you throw that flag as soon as that ball is snapped. You don't wait. Jared Goff scores. They throw up the touchdown signal. Celebrations almost back to the sideline. Now we get a flag because the refs are having a discussion on the field. You cannot convince me that New York's not allowed to call in this situation. Nothing's reviewable there. They will review the touchdown, but it doesn't matter. You can't call a penalty on the review. You cannot convince me that New York didn't call in and go, hey, you got to throw a flag here. Because it's the Chiefs, because it's national spotlight. If this was a 1 o'clock game against the Chiefs, I think the flag might have been swallowed. But I think since it was Sunday Night Football and it was the Chiefs, they got the flag, back them up 5 yards. That's fine. We got 3, whatever. But from that point on, it was like, fuck, man, if we could have got 7, because the Chiefs marched right down and they scored. And then we were playing from behind. It was a whole thing, right? I've got a few things here. I got a thread on Twitter that I saw. I don't have any videos. Actually, no, I'm not going to go that deep into it. But I'm just going to run through the list here. Maybe you can remember. Did you watch the whole game or no? No, you were watching the Brewers. No, that was Monday.
No, I kind of had it on. I was kind of watching the ALCS game 1.
All right, so Travis Kelce on a big third down. Gets wide open. He's falling away. The ball's to his right. He's got the ball. The bottom of the ball hits the ground, and his right hand comes off the ball. They ruled a catch. Dan Campbell could have thrown a flag. They probably would have overturned it. We didn't. But on the field, you got to make that call. You can the back judge had to have seen that ball hit the ground and his hand came off the ball. Apparently, that's possession, right? The touchdown, illegal shift. Not going to get back into that. You guys, we just talked about that. On that illegal shift, 4th and goal, Chris Jones was offsides. There's a video clearly showing his helmet's across the ball. I already talked about that. Sorry. Yeah. That one wasn't that bad. Oh, this was bad. 20-17. It's a 1st and 10. They're inside the red zone, but very blatant hold by Travis Kelce. The ref is right there. Doesn't throw a flag. There was a false start on that Patrick Mahomes 1-yard rush. You know the Chiefs' false starts. You know how they do that whole thing. Not even going to get into that. Another hold. Aiden Hutchinson. There was so many plays where his jersey's just up in the air, and apparently that's not holding because they're inside the shoulder pads, right? Another holding. I'm not going to go through all the holdings. Where's the other big one? Oh,
I think I've heard from you, holding does happen every play.
Right. But a team getting 0 penalties for 0 yards in a game, that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I don't even think I would have came on here and complained if they had a couple for like 20, 30 yards. Not a single flag. There was one flag thrown. It was offsides, and it was declined because we got the first down.
Didn't that happen one time last year, too, with them? I'm pretty sure they had a game.
Here's another one. Patrick Mahomes gets 57.6% more roughing the passer calls than any other quarterback in the NFL.
Figures.
Unbelievable. And so let me get back to the Kelce one. Kelce was illegally contacted, I'll be honest. It was past 5 yards. Then he let go, and Patrick throws it over to him. It's overthrown, first of all. Second of all, they come back, and they don't throw a flag until he looks at the ref and throws up his hands. That's when the flag comes in. That's what drives me nuts. If these flags were thrown quick, like the illegal shift, if they threw that when it happened, cool. Yep, it was a penalty. We did it wrong, whatever. It's the fact that these guys throw their hands up and look for a fucking flag, and then they get it. Last thing, let's get to the end of the game. Shuffle, right? Scuffle, whatever the fuck you want to say. I'm going to be honest. I turned that game off. I saw your text. I'm like, wait, what the fuck happened? So I pulled up YouTube TV on my phone. I back it up. What Brian Branch did was not smart, but I get it.
Yeah,
you got your ass beat. One game. I'll get to that. You got your ass beat. Your defense looks terrible. It sucks losing on national television. It sucks losing to the Chiefs. They get all these calls. There was also late in the game, the Chiefs are running out the clock. Brian Branch is just doing the whole I'm trying and guarding the edge. Juju Smith-Schuster comes up from behind him and absolutely obliterates him from behind. Should have been a block in the back. Probably should have been on sportsmanlike, roughing, whatever. No call. Shocker. So then after the game, Patrick Mahomes also, when he scored that 1-yard touchdown, which was wide open, he could have walked in, spun the ball at Brian Branch's feet and then flexed on him and like hit him with the get off me, whatever. Okay, so there's no taunting. That's the other one, taunting, right? Scannable got a taunting for looking at a guy and saying that's a first down, and you're not going to throw one on Patrick. That's ridiculous. You're not going to throw one on Patrick Mahomes flexing and telling Brian Branch to fuck off? So after the game, Brian Branch is walking off the field. He's not – I don't know where the unwritten rules of football are when it comes to the postgame if you're supposed to stay and dap up. Why can't a guy that just lost and is pissed about losing walk off the field? So Patrick Mahomes, and I know he did this shit with intention. He walks up and he's like, oh, good game, whatever, in his little fucking Kermit the Frog voice. Tries to dap him up. Brian Branch doesn't. He leaves his arms at his side. So Patrick Mahomes grabs his arm and like throws it or whatever. So then Juju comes up and wants to start saying something. Brian Branch shouldn't have done this, but I get it. He open hand slapped him in the face mask. He hit him so hard, though, that face mask went up and hit his nose. He was bleeding. I don't know if that happened then or after. So then this scuffle breaks out.
Wait, you forgot the main point. He slapped him, and then he was a bitch and went.
Who? Brian Branch?
Branch, yes. He slapped him, and he just.
I think that's getting ready to fight. Juju flopped.
Backed way the hell off.
Juju flopped, and then Juju came in for more. What did Brian Branch do when Juju came back for more? Threw him on the ground and could have beat his ass, and he didn't. There's a good picture. I should have grabbed it. I didn't know you had some shit to say. I thought you had my back here. I know you hate Brian Branch, but you got to take the neutral here. I get it. He's the guy. If he wasn't on my team, I probably would too. If he blew up my guy's ACLs, I'd hate him too. There's a picture of Brian Branch. He's above him. He's pissed. And Juju's on the ground, and it's just one of those where it was taken at such a bad time. Juju looks like such a bitch. The key here, though, goes back to when Brian Branch hit Juju Smith-Schuster. Open hand slap, and then, yes, a scuffle. No punches thrown. Not a single punch. It was your basic football scuffle where everybody gets involved, nothing happens, right? Do you recall earlier in the year when the Chargers played the Chiefs and that Tart dude, that big D lineman, open hand slapped Kelsey?
No, I don't actually.
Right. Let me get the tweet. You're going to make me pull up the tweet.
Sorry.
I'll send it to you after so there's proof. It happened, right? In the middle of the game. What did he get? He got an unsportsmanlike 15 yards, no ejection, no suspension. His fine was, hang on, I think it said, it didn't say it in this. His fine was 75% less than Brian Branch's was. So why are we getting a suspension for Brian Branch? Why is he paying this outrageous fine when this other dude did the same thing in a game and wasn't even suspended?
The only thing I wonder is if, like, some are like, hey, we can't throw a penalty on him, so we have to, like, make the
No, they could have. There was time on the clock.
Like,
they could have thrown a flag. There was 6 seconds on the clock when it happened. I just the Lions lost that game. I'm not blaming the refs for the loss. I'm just trying to explain how that was the worst weekend of my life, and Sunday night was even worse because it feels like that game could have gone a lot different if you called a couple penalties on the Chiefs. If you let us have the touchdown that we did by the book, everybody was pulling the rules.
Well, also, you know why they called that first touchdown off, right?
Probably because everybody was going to make money on Jared Goff first touchdown.
It was one of the most first bet touchdowns of the night.
Plus 9,000. I'm not much of a conspiracy guy. I like a good conspiracy. I don't believe them, but I'm starting to see it, dude. I see it on Twitter every week where it's like, this got called back. Why? I don't know.
Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah.
He's your guy that's got 80% of your fucking yards the last game or whatever and has been playing phenomenal the last 3 games, and then his lines are all of a sudden way lower than they have been recently, so I take it.
It's not like the Lions defense shut him down.
No.
Like, Kansas City was moving the ball. I'd like to see his snap share. But yeah, I'm not much into the conspiracy and actually like believing that and running with it, but it's kind of crazy that just how long it took to throw that flag. It's crazy.
Your video's frozen. Oh, no, it's not. But I don't know. I will never understand the lack of consistency that the NFL has, and then just the things that happen when it comes to the Chiefs. Like, it's literally only the Chiefs games that we bitch about.
Yep.
But I mean, now the Chiefs are going to be back to being the Chiefs. Rashee Rice is back. They're on a winning streak. Are they over? That's why this feels over 500?
Like so real. They're
3-3 now. Yeah.
That's why this feels so real to me, because think about the difference between 2-4, 3-3.
Yeah, like, oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Chiefs are back. Here we go.
Like,
another year.
0 penalties is insane. It's the NFL. Like, there's penalties.
There's penalties on every play.
Like, I'll send you the thread just so you can hop in there to just check them out. But there's some good ones. There's some bad ones. I don't believe every single one in this thread.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that's like, I don't know. I'm going to send this thread to you. Take a peek.
Are you done with the Lions otherwise?
Yeah, I'm good. I got my thoughts out there. It felt good to get it off my chest. I'm sending you this thread right now. Please check it out. Let me know what you think.
The only thing I have on the Packers is I am now starting to worry about Micah Parsons' health. Defense still is not great, as I kind of hoped it would be. But Jordan Love looked good, even though he did make a couple bad decisions. Matthew Golden looks awesome. And I'm hoping that last week was just a warm-up game coming out of the bye, and that will hit our stride this week. So
we will see. Let's rattle off Paige's picks. I'm 57-35-1. Big week from Austin last week to get the 56-36-1. And a very, very bad week from Paige to go 53-39-1.
Yes. 12-3 for me, Jake 7-8, Paige 4-11.
I'm mad at you because I bet you flipped to the Steelers on Sunday.
Yep.
And my parlay, I take all of our picks every week, right? I missed Thursday where we all lost because the Giants beat the Eagles. So if you hadn't flipped, I would have made it to the 4:00 slate and been sweating, possibly cashing out a pretty nice paycheck. So, hey, keep doing well, brother. Because
Wait,
if
why?
you're gonna go 15-0, 14-0, I want it to be when I bet all of them.
Why would you have made
You
it
had
to
the Browns when I placed my bets, and then you flipped Sunday morning, and I placed the bets Saturday night.
Oh, so you're saying if I would have just been on the Steelers the whole time?
If you would have been on the Steelers the whole time, I would have at least got to the 4:00 slate with.
You want to know the bad part? Paige and I were talking about this yesterday because she was saying how I went behind her back and whatever to try and flip. I told her, I was like, I was going to ask it on Saturday night, but then with the Brewers being on, I completely forgot about it and just didn't ask. But I was going to fully flip Saturday. Yeah.
Although the cash out probably only would have went to like $30, and I wouldn't have cashed out for that. So I'm not deep down truly mad, but
yeah,
I just need you to get to that 14-1 and lose on a Monday, because I'll cash out when it gets to Monday. I'll guarantee that. Or at least
I'm going to do it this week. So
there we go.
Starting
Let's roll.
Thursday's games. Steelers -5.5 at the Bengals, over under 44.5. We are all on the Steelers. Paige has a weird emoji, and I don't really know
because
why,
you flipped to the Steelers.
Oh,
yeah, that's what that
makes
one is.
sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sunday's games. Rams -2.5 at the Jags in London again. Over under 44.5. 8:30 a.m. game. Paige and I are on the Rams.
Taking the Jags. I think the Jags, they were too high up for everybody last week. They got put in place by the Seahawks. The Rams have not looked great, and I think they're going to be too confident coming off a shitty Ravens team that had Cooper Rush starting, and Puka's banged up now. I'll take the Jags in this spot. Feels like a true toss-up to me, but I like the Jags.
Yeah, Puka's probably not playing, so. Saints at Bears. Bears -4.5, over under 45.5. Paige says Saints, LOL. I'm still riding on them. I'm taking the Bears. Didn't look bad last night.
I'm rolling Saints. The Bears looked good, but they're still the Bears, and the Saints are fun. Give me the Saints. I'll take the Saints.
Give me the home.
And the Bears lost Sewell, and he's a good linebacker. So I think linebacker, whatever he plays.
All right. If you thought Saints Bears was the worst game of the week, don't worry. We have Dolphins at Browns. Browns -2.5, over under 40.5. Paige is on the Dolphins. I'm on the Browns.
I'm going Dolphins. Their offense moved the ball well last week. The Browns offense, I don't think I'll take the Browns until I see Shadur out there, because I think he might make a throw that Dylan Gabriel can't.
Did you see the comments from the Dolphins players, though?
No, but I'm sure it's a dumpster fire over there. But
yeah, they're about to be in a coaching search. So Patriots at Titans.
Going to be one hell of an offensive coordinator for somebody.
Hopefully the Packers, and then fucking Matt LaFleur can stop calling fucking plays. So, Patriots -6.5 at the Titans, over under 42.5. We're all in the Patriots. New fired coach bump for the Titans potentially. Raiders at Chiefs. Chiefs -12.5, over under 45.5. We're all on the Chiefs. Eagles -1.5 at the Vikings, over under 43.5. Paige and I are on the Vikings.
I'm going to Eagles. Everybody's hopping off the Eagles train because they lost to the Giants on a Thursday night game, which Thursday night games are always weird. Jalen Carter wasn't playing. It feels like every other game the Eagles offense does well, and it was bad last Thursday, so give me the Eagles here. Carson Wentz is not a good football player, so I'll take the Eagles all day. Vikings off the bye.
2 games to bad defenses. Yeah. Or to good defenses, sorry. Next game, Panthers -1.5 at the Jets, over under 41.5. Paige and I are on the Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers because I think Bryce Young has looked decent. Rico Dowdle is still real. Jalen Coker's back. Ted McMillan's good.
Panthers don't win on the road, though, and this is a road game. The Jets will win eventually. Everybody's going to hammer the Panthers here, so give me the Jets. It's my long shot.
I think everybody's going to hammer the Jets, to be honest with you.
No.
After... maybe. Afternoon, Giants at Broncos. Broncos -6.5, over under 40.5. We're all on the Broncos. Colts at Chargers. Chargers are -1.5. Over under is 48.5. Paige and I are on the Colts. I think the Colts are legit, and I think the Chargers are scuffling right now.
I think the Colts should have lost to the Cardinals last week, and I'm a Daniel Jones hater for some reason, even though he's really fun and Jonathan Taylor's having a good year. But you guys know I love me my Los Angeles Wolverines, so give me the Chargers.
That's fair. Packers minus 6.5 at the Cardinals. Over under 44.5. We are on the Packers. Go Pack go. Commanders minus 2.5 at the Cowboys. Over under is 53.5. Paige's on the Commanders. I'm on the Cowboys. I don't. Actually, no, I kind of do. I was going to say I don't see why the Commanders are favored, but
This is going to be high scoring as all get out. The over-under is already astronomical, so that means take the under. But the Cowboys' offense is really fucking good. George Pickens is a dog. Javonte couldn't get it going last week, but the Commanders' defense is bad. And I think the Commanders' defense is right on par with the Cowboys' defense, and the Cowboys' offense is better, in my opinion. So I'll take the Cowboys with you.
Sunday Night Football, Falcons at 49ers. 49ers minus 3.5. Over under 45.5. Sunday night. Paige is on the Niners. I'm on the Falcons. I do not believe in the Niners whatsoever. They are so banged up.
Brock Purdy's back this week.
Don't care. You're a Brock Purdy hater.
I am a Brock Purdy hater, but I feel bad for the Niners.
No,
if you took the Niners and Bucks injured players, you would have a 3 seed in the playoffs. It's wild how banged up those two teams are. I'm taking the Niners. I feel like the Falcons play good every other game, and they just look good on Monday, so give me the Niners.
The Niners to me, the Niners to the Packers is potentially. The Niners to the Packers is what the Dodgers are to the Brewers for me. So that's why I hate the Niners. Monday Night Football, Bucks at Lions. Lions minus 4.5. Over under is 52.5. This is the Bucks backups are playing this game. We're all on the Lions. Not gonna lie, if the Bucks weren't banged up, I would probably be hammering the Bucks.
So originally when I filled this out, I had the Bucks, and then I thought to myself, okay, the Bucks are banged up. Ibuka left the game. I forgot about Ibuka. They truly, we're going to get beat over the top. Take Tez Johnson to score a touchdown. I should have added that as a long shot. He's going to get a deep touchdown.
Yeah.
But the Bucks defense is pretty banged up too, and our offense is damn near fine outside of a couple O linemen.
Yep.
I think it's high scoring, but it goes under. I think the Lions can win this one at home, rowdy crowd Monday night. I think it's a good bounce back spot.
Yep. And then final Monday night, we do have a doubleheader again. I wish they'd fucking stop doing this. It's Texans at Seahawks. Seahawks minus 3.5, over under 40.5. Paige is taking the Texans. I'm on the Seahawks.
Dude, it's so dumb that they do this because isn't it a 10 o'clock game this week too?
Probably. It's a West
Coast.
It's
at 10 p.m. What are you doing? I'm taking the Texans. The Seahawks don't win at home. I heard a stat today. Their head coach is 10-1 on the road and 4-8 at home or some crazy shit like that. So,
which is weird considering where they play.
Exactly. You got one of the best home advantages and you're losing at home. So, Texans off the bye too. That's huge. They're going to win some games. They're the Texans. Possible Seahawk hater because of Sam Darnold. I don't know.
That's true. You are a Sam Darnold hater.
Yep.
Oh, whoa.
Wow. I think that's it. I think one of the longer episodes, but there was a lot to talk about. And you got to live it up while you got it because baseball's about to be done. Football's going to hit that, let's just get to playoff stage. And the last thing I got to say is just go Brewers, man. I'm a Brewers fan.
I don't
believer.
I don't want to jinx anything, but in 1982, the Brewers lost game 1 of the CS. It's the last time they went to the World Series.
Love it. Love it. All right, Brewers 6-2 tonight.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Yep.
Have a good weekend. Thanks. Tanks Tuddies. We'll see you next week.
Peace.